Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video and it's titled Strong Woman Instantly Regrets Divorcing Her Husband of 15 Years, and this is from Women Hitting the Walls. And you guys, I'm excited as always. If you're here to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Just wondering, where are all those single guys at?
Do you ever just sit there and think, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life? I feel like people will tell you exactly what you want to hear to get what they want out of you, and then they'll disappear.
My ex-husband, who was my high school sweetheart, he was a great guy. He would give me the shirt off of his back because he knew that his family had also struggled, and he didn't like that other people did either. Like, he just didn't want that for anybody. Unfortunately, I had to leave.
Welcome back, family. Today's episode is going to be one of the most important videos in a man's life because you are going to learn the following lesson. As a man, nobody will come to save you when things get tough. We are going to review this modern woman who decided to divorce her husband when he was going through a very difficult time, and then regrets her decision later on after the dating scene completely humbles her. Unfortunately, her ex-husband passed shortly after the divorce. Let's start by watching her claiming that she still misses her late ex-husband. Now, I personally don't believe that she really misses her late ex-husband. I just think that she is using his name for financial gain. Because if she really cared about him, she wouldn't have left him and take away his son when he needed them the most. Let's watch.
Hey guys, this morning I wanted to reach out and kind of give a message of support and understanding for those of us who have lost someone significant in our lives. And I believe that around the holidays, it's always harder to deal with the loss of someone who made a huge impact on your life. And unfortunately, I've lost quite a few people in the last 6 years. So, which means my son also did. And if you've followed my videos for a while or even gone back and watched some of the first videos, you know that my son lost his dad at the age of 9. And I kind of just would randomly put notes in my phone about, what he was going through, especially that first year being without his dad, as having, being a single mom, having a young man to raise. I was concerned. I thought, oh my gosh, no matter how good of a mom I can try to be, I'll never be his dad. And, I loved his dad so much, but we were divorced whenever he passed away. There were a lot of circumstances that caused that, but we were together for 15 years and we were friends before that. And so he had been a part of my life for 20 years. And no matter what we had gone through, I would never wish for him to pass. And it was not something, obviously, that I would want my child to have to grow up without his dad. I never wanted that. But because that situation happened, it was really important to me that my son get counseling and therapy, because I always wanted him to know that even if he couldn't come to me, that he had some outlet, someone to go to if he was angry or sad or happy, whatever emotion he was feeling. I wanted him to be able to express that feeling and find, comfort in knowing that, yes, it is a tragic thing that happened, but he can survive this. And so I my son, did this counseling, I was worried about how I could help him progress in life, and be the best that he could be given this type of trauma. So I then myself sought out counseling at about 6 months because I realized I was dealing with a lot of anger issues. Again, I cared for his dad a lot, but I felt I had to get divorced and separate ourselves so I could provide a positive home for my son. And so I got counseling because I wanted to be able to deal with my issues and not project my feelings of the situation onto my son.
You guys, her story is a bit shocking, a bit emotional. But one thing I have to say here is that since it has become a trend for women to start recording their lives activity on TikTok and seeing the kind of content other people are putting out and getting validated on the internet, they too want to do exactly what the other women are setting down for them, because some of these women just divorced their husband because they just wanted to follow that trend, not because the man did something that cannot be forgiven. Because we've seen situation whereby a man cheated and the woman forgives him, but these days it's like now a trend on TikTok. It's like the women are setting traps for their husband to fall into, and at the end of the day they just pull out their cameras and start recording and being validated online. What this woman is saying is kind of touching, because you don't truly know the value of a person until you've lost them. Sometimes when a divorce happens, you can cry your heart out, but you still get the opportunity of seeing them around. But once that person has passed, it now hits you so hard that you have truly lost someone you cared so much about and begin to regret every step that you took in the past that led you to divorcing him. And you start blaming yourself that if you knew that this was his last time on earth, you would have spent most of your time with him, loving him until he takes his last breath. But let me know what you guys think about this video so far. I think this trend should come to an end about women just whipping out their cameras and talking about their divorce or carrying their audience along with the journey of divorcing their husband. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below and let's continue watching, you guys.
My son did not ask for this life. He didn't ask for us to be his parents, but God instilled him to be, and it's my job to make sure that he has the best life possible. So it was really important that I deal with my own crap so that my son doesn't have to deal with my stuff. So fast forward, one day my son was, looking on my phone and he saw my notes and he said, "Mom, are you writing a book about me?" And I said, well, I hadn't really thought about it, but I had always wanted to write a book about his dad and the things that he dealt with because he was a kidney transplant patient. And he had, over 20 surgeries in the time that we were together. So I said, I don't know, how would you feel if it were a book? And he was like, yeah, I think I'd like that. I would like to help someone else like me.
Do not be fooled by her soft talking, because all she is basically trying to do is sell her book by using her late husband and son's story for financial gain.
Yeah.
You heard it for yourself. Her ex-husband was a kidney transplant patient who had over 20 surgeries during their marriage. So this guy had a pretty rough life. But you also heard her saying that he was a great man and he was always ready to break his back to make sure that everyone around him is taken care of, including her. And we all know that women don't just give props to their exes unless they were very exceptional and outstanding men. But the thanks he got was getting divorced and have his boy taken away from him. This woman said it herself that she knew that she had a lot of anger issues and that she had to get therapy so that her son wouldn't have to deal with her trauma. With that being said, we can only imagine what her ex-husband had to endure during this marriage. And at the end, he got everything taken away from him and left with nothing. I am pretty sure that he was so invested in his wife and kids' lives that the divorce literally pushed him to give up on life. This is the very important and painful message I wanted you to get from this whole episode. As a man, you are only value as much as you are useful. Now that the important message has been communicated, we can move on to the fun part of the video. After divorcing her late ex-husband thinking that she could find better, this woman got pumped and dumped and ghosted so many times to the point of admitting that she might remain single for the rest of her life. Check it out.
Do you ever just sit there and think, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life? I'm trying to laugh about it these days, but in all honesty, I just don't go out that often to meet people. So unless I meet someone at one of my son's games or just out and about, I don't even like go grocery shopping. I just pick out the stuff I want online and then go and pick it up. But it's so hard. And then
Very
I
hard.
feel like people, and this is men and women, will tell you exactly what you want to hear to get what they want out of you, and then they'll disappear. So it's like you can't really tell someone what you're looking for because they will pretend to be that person for X amount of time. And then all of a sudden, one day, you realize that they were never that person. It was all a joke, or they just wanted to see if they could hook you. And I'm just someone that I put my heart out there, and I have a hard time like dating multiple people at the same time. So
Wow, what do you guys think about her story so far? Because one thing she failed to realize is that the grass is not greener on the other side. This woman is cold in the sense that she knew what her ex-husband was passing through, but she still slammed him with that divorce paper, and that must have broken him to the point of losing his life. Because the only thing he was fighting for to keep himself alive after 20 surgeries is his family. And after that has been taken away from him, he had nothing to fight for anymore. And I feel so sorry for the guy, but I pray he rests perfectly in the Lord, because some women can be so cold, knowing the traumas you are going through in life, yet they still go ahead to divorce you, even when they know that you are the only thing that is keeping them alive. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and let's wrap this video up, you guys.
So unfortunately, I put like all my eggs in one basket, and then it's like, oh, that was a mistake. And I've tried to date different ages, different backgrounds, but then I still feel like there's just some things that you can't compromise on, because then you're settling. So I don't want to do that either. And I don't want to say that I never want to date again, but at the same time, it makes it really difficult to want to date, because you feel like you can't trust anyone.
You had
So I
someone
don't
you
know.
trusted, yet you left him.
And at this point in my life, like, I feel like you set these boundaries of like, if they do this, it's an automatic no. And what I used to think was boring, I kind of find relaxing now. So I'm okay with just sitting at home and not going out on a Friday night. It's more peaceful that way. What about you?
We do not care about what you do with your life, because we have no sympathy for women like you who decide to break their families and hurting everyone in the process just to go back in the streets to chase after Chad and Tyrone. Guys, karma hits this woman with no mercy, as she continuously tries so hard to advertise herself with absolutely no success.
Just wondering, where are all those single guys at? You know, anywhere from age like 28 to 50. Kind of like I'm young. Maybe I'm a cougar. Kind of like I'm as a silver fox. Who knows?
People in the comments section started to hold her accountable by saying that she is only interested in the top-tier men, and that is why she can't find a man to commit to her. Then she tried to respond to one of those comments by bringing up her late ex-husband again.
I'm going to respond to this comment because it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I have dated guys, all different shapes and sizes, all different backgrounds. My ex-husband, who was my high school sweetheart, came from a very low-income family. Like, they didn't have a lot. He had a single mom. He had siblings, and there were already, grandkids that she was helping raise. He was a great guy. He would give me the shirt off of his back, because he knew that his family had also struggled, and he didn't like that other people did either. Like, he just didn't want that for anybody. Unfortunately, I had to leave. I did not get married to get divorced, and I don't think that most people do. So saying something like that is kind of immature. Most of the guys that I've dated are not, like, extremely wealthy. I have talked to some guys that were business owners, entrepreneurs, or just had very nice high income jobs. And some were awesome guys, some were jerks. So it just is what it is.
Ma'am, your late ex-husband was a stand-up guy who supported you, and you thanked him by divorcing him and taking away his son. So, that says a lot about your character. Guys, the world doesn't owe you understanding. You have to keep in mind that there is no safety net for you as a man. If you fail, no one will come to save you. That is why you always have to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow.
Wow, you guys, that was such a beautiful one, and I really enjoyed every minute of this video. Let me know what you guys think about this particular woman. Do you think she's cold, heartless, and even her husband was the final straw why he passed? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I really had fun reacting to this particular one. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.